Jiji. Easy way. facilement, بسهولة. Talk, read, write in English. Parle, lire et écrire en anglais. تحدث واقرأ واكتب بالإنجليزية. So fast, si rapidement. وبسرعة. Learn with Jiji is the best way to learn. So, be with us and subscribe.
Hello everyone, I hope that you're doing well. So today's lesson is another grammar lesson for B2. It's about future continuous. We'll talk about future continuous, when do we use it, and so on. Before that, as usual, I will give you a warm-up if you're a teacher. So before you start your lesson, you need to start it with a warm-up of 10 minutes, from 5 to 7 minutes. It depends on your class. So the aim of the activity about activate background knowledge and set context discussion questions. For example, if we are going to talk about continuous, of course we will talk about present continuous and then past continuous, a small review, and then you will move to future continuous. You may discuss the future. After that, you may go to future continuous after. So over here, you may discuss questions. What do you think people will be doing 50 years from now? And you make small discussion. What will you be doing at 10 p.m. tonight? And you mentioned imagine you are on Mars. What daily activities would you be doing there? It's so simple questions to make the students discuss it and over there, or maybe a quick game for future prediction circle. So over here, maybe you make a quick game with each student say a sentence about someone in the group using future continuous teacher models first. For example, at 9 p.m. Ali will be studying English. For example, you make a circle and every student will guess or make a sentence about someone in the group using future continuous, and you as a teacher, you will start giving them examples, and then they will start. For example, next weekend we'll be traveling to the mountains and so on. You just give them 2 or 3 more examples and then they will make their own sentences. This is about warm-up. It will take 10 minutes. And now let's move to the lesson. If you are a student, now let's move to the lesson directly. So the form of the future continuous, it will be like will plus be plus verb ing. As you can see, over here we have some examples. I will be working tomorrow at 8. So I will be working, and this is the form of the future continuous. I will be, and then we will add the verb ing. She will be traveling this time next week, So she will be traveling. This is the same. This is the form. We are using the same form, will be plus verb ing. And this is the continuous form when we come to the ing form. So they won't be joining us for dinner. And still -1, won't be joining. Will you be using your computer this evening? And the same when we are asking questions, we start with will plus subject you be using the verb and the rest of the sentence. This is the form as you can see. Now let's see, when do we use the future continuous? You need to be aware that we use the continuous or the form of future continuous in action in progress. And when we say continuous, it's something like takes time, in progress, at a specific time in the future. So it takes time at a specific time in the future. For example, at 10 a.m. tomorrow, I will be having a meeting. As you can see, we had specific time for the future. So we use the future continuous. For example, tomorrow night. So we mentioned the time, the specific time, and we mentioned this is not today, this is tomorrow, and this is tomorrow. It's the future. The second form is when parallel future action. For example, 2 or more at the same time. So we have 2 actions and they are in the same same time. So we directly use the future continuous while you are studying. And when I explain for my student, I would just say like while it's for the continuous, to be honest. So when we have a future for the first sentence, directly we go to the continuous form. I will be watching TV, and we are talking about the future. And the second action, it will be like take progress, takes an action, takes time. So we would use the future continuous. Polite, indirect way of asking for future plans. If you're a too polite person and indirectly asking, so you will just use the future continuous, and you will just use will you be using the car tonight? I'm just asking you in a very polite way if you will, for your future plans, if you will use the car. So will you be using? It's very formal and polite. Predicting what is happening now based on evidence, less common but possible. This form of the uses, we don't use it a lot. And then we don't use it a lot, as you can see. So don't call her now, she will be working. Over here it's less possible, but let's talk about the three uses. We use the first one for an action in progress. We use it in parallel future, and the third one for a polite or indirect way. This is the uses of the future continuous. For example, related to life to the future. In 2015, people will be living on the other planets. Over here in the first sentence, as you can see, that we are using, like, we are talking about the future in 2050, and it's like a plan. So people will be living on other planets. Scientists will be building smart cities powered by AI. Students will be studying with robots instead of teacher. Families will be traveling to the moon for holidays. By 2100, humans will be speaking to animals with technology, and it's possible. So life, we move to them. Those are the examples. So just let me give you a small simple idea that when we use the future continuous, we use the future continuous when we are talking about an action that takes time, maybe a parallel action or something, just to be polite or indirect question. This is the uses of it. So over here, I will give you a small exercise. If you are a teacher, you will just take your time to explain, and then you give your student an exercise or a control practice to check if they understand or not. When do we use the future continuous? Only future continuous. Don't give them any further, like, what's the difference between future simple and future continuous, or present continuous, or future continuous. Just give a worksheet of future continuous, right? And then for the next sessions, review sessions, maybe you could give them like what the difference between when do we use future continuous, present continuous, and so on. But for this lesson, just be aware to give your students just only one thing. Just let them understand this. Sorry for the sounds over here. I tried to wake up early but unfortunately we had noisy neighbors. So this is the exercise. I will give it to you to make it by yourself. In the end, I will share the answer with you. Now let's move. If you are a teacher, this is the part. If you are a teacher, if you are preparing to teach this module, so just give your students a game. It depends. I give you 2 games over here. A game for future time. Give each group a future schedule, a day on Mars in 2080. They must write sentences using future continuous. It depends. So, for example, you will give them at 7 a.m. we will be collecting water. At 12 p.m. we will be studying space science, and so on. It depends. For this, it depends on you which game will you choose. For game 2, Future Detective, I like this game more. When students imagines a future day, the birthday in 2040. Others ask question with future continuous. Will you be eating cake at 6 p.m.? Will you be celebrating with friends? The students answer, it depends. Like, you choose one, or you create by yourself one with your students, and you just choose the future continuous to communicate together. And preferably just make two groups and make them two groups or a circle. It depends on the classmates, on the class as well. It depends on their relationship together. It's very important. So this is a homework, a wrap up homework. So a quick fire round. Each student say one sentence using future continuous about their life next weekend, and homework, write a short paragraph about a day in life, day in my life in 2050 using future continuous. So the last one, it will be just make them create a sentences before the sessions to end. But the homework, it will be going to the home for the next week to write a short paragraph about a day in my life in 2050. You are really going to use the future continuous. So I guess this is the last yes, this is the last paper to explain. So I think I will see you next week with another grammar lesson. See you, goodbye, and take care.